So good day. My name is Lesroy Williams, and I am here to have a little chit chat with the St. Kitts team for the Leeward Islands debating competition, the 52nd Leeward Islands debating competition, which will take place in St. Kitts at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel, which is located in Frigate Bay, St. Kitts. And we are here to just have a little chit chat. I think it is 6 participating teams, and St. Kitts and Nevis is very confident. I have a confident team before me that they are going to put up quite a challenge in the debating competition, and hopefully that they will walk away victorious. It is in St. Kitts, so you have you're on your own turf, and if you want to put it that way, you have the advantage, of course. Many people are supporting you, and the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College as well gives you its full support along with the entire country. So let's have a little chit-chat. If you can just tell me who you are and say a little bit about yourself. We'll start here.
Good afternoon. My name is Danisi Rollins. I'm a second year at CFBC. I am majoring in sociology, and I aspire to be an English teacher.
Hey, I'm Akwanji Robinson. I am a second year law major at the CFBC. I'm 18, and why I'm studying law is because I aspire to be a maritime lawyer.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Butler. I am a second year at CFBC studying business, and I aspire to be a financial advisor.
My name is Kayla Penny. I am 17 years old. I am also a first-year student majoring in economics, and I aspire to be an elected government representative who wants to bring positive change to the country.
Good afternoon. I'm Michaela Richardson, a second year at CFPC, and I'm also a business student aiming to become a marketer in the future.
Good afternoon. My name is Jazara Green, and I am a second year here at CFPC studying natural sciences. And in the future, I aim to become a forensic pathologist.
Now look at that. We have an A team. We have an A team right here. And I am so pleased to know that you are ambitious and that you're aspiring to be something in the future, and that you're working towards your goal, and that CFPC is helping you in the pursuit of what you want to be down the line. And that is excellent. So you are to be congratulated. Of course, you know, there are some people who get up in the morning and they just got your life, and they're like a ship without a rudder, not really sure what they want to do and so on. But you are sure in terms of what you want to do. And the very fact that you have joined the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College debating team. Debating helps with developing so many skills. It helps with your critical thinking and all of that, your logical skills, your skills of analysis and all of that. So tell me something about the preparation thus far for the competition, which is just around the corner. It starts on Friday, right? So it's March 1st to March 3rd. But of course, the delegates arrive tomorrow, which is the 29th, and they leave on the 4th. So we can say from the 29th to the 4th, we are going to have a lot of activity here in St. Kitts, at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel. So tell me a little bit about your preparation.
Well, we've been having practices almost every day from 5 after school. some of the team members, they have classes late in the night, so they would come and join us, and we would stay around to like 9 or 10, preparing, practicing, working on the scripts, and also having team building, just talking about each other's lives.
Akwanje?
To add on to what Denise said, we practice very late. At first, we began practicing on Sundays from 4 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. So, we had to sacrifice our good Sunday to end so late. And to be honest, it's very rigorous, but I believe that challenge builds us, and it's a very good experience. So, yeah.
Kayla, right?
Yes, it's
Yes.
Kayla. Well, this is some of our second time. Some of us, it's our second time preparing for the competition. So we kind of expected a lot of the rigorous preparation that we've been doing, but we're very confident in our preparation that we will be putting our best foot forward.
I would say it was a journey as the first year. I'm grateful that I was exposed to sacrifice, to expand my critical thinking, to improve my public speaking skills. We definitely had many nights of farming arguments, writing, and I must say that it has been a lot of hard work, and I am confident that this hard work will pay off. So I am grateful for the opportunity and the exposure, and hopefully next year I can join again, because I feel like this is good training and for the world that we're going into, and yeah, basically that. Yeah.
Well, along with everything my teammates have said, I would say that the preparation process, yes, it has been strenuous, but we had a lot of laughs, and which made it more comfortable. And a lot of us weren't even friends to begin with, but now, it's like a little family. So that's what I would say, along with everything everyone else has added.
I don't think there's much left for me to add. It's been nice getting to know everybody and learning the different characters. And like they said before, we've invested a lot of time into preparing, so hopefully we'll be able to reap the rewards.
Right, and that is so good that there's some fun. I know you mentioned it's very rigorous and that it's a lot of work and so on, but at the very same time, in everything that you do, there has to be some fun. And I hope that this LIDC for you will be some fun as well. You know the saying, all work and no play. Well, I wouldn't just say Jack because I want to be inclusive, so Jack and Jill. Dull persons, right? So there has to be some element of fun in it. Okay, so what are some of I know you mentioned some of it before, but why do you think, right? Why do you think that a club like the Debating Society is so important? Why do you think it is so important? I know in our society, sometimes I don't know what to call them. If you call them debates, you get people who are involved in personal attacks. They are not looking at the issues, and they get very emotional, and they're not using a lot of reason, and so on. Why do you think it is so important?
I think the debating society is very important because I feel like a lot of young people, and not only young people, but everyone in the society have problems with, they're introverts, they don't really know how to express their ideas, or they get nervous, they have anxiety. So I think being part of the debate club where you actually get practice speaking, it actually makes it easier because you get used to talking. So I think that's a very important reason. And also, when you're part of the debate club, you're not only looking at your arguments, you're also looking at what the opposition could bring. So it helps you to have different perspectives and not just have tunnel vision and only looking at yourself.
Well, I feel like the debate in society is very important socially because there's so much power in our voices, especially as youth. And in the society, we sharpen each other just as iron sharpens iron. And I feel like if we can collectively represent ourselves as youth, it would help to show other youth that, you know, they can do it as well. And I feel like in society we have a lot of issues affecting the youth, especially with regard to gang violence. So I feel like debating is very important because you can use your voice to do so much good things in society and effect real change.
I would also like to add that a huge part of debating is research. And when you have to do so much reading for these arguments, you learn so many things you wouldn't have known before. You read news articles you might have never even thought about picking up a news article, and you make yourself aware of global issues, and you use your critical thinking skills to form opinions around these issues and hear people with other opinions, and it just opens your eyes to what's going on a lot more.
I believe that. Okay, clear my throat.
Sure.
Sorry. I believe that the debate in society is indeed important because we have many teens who are still unsure about their purpose. And the debate in society not only puts you on the stage to debate, but it's showing you that you can, if once you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. And that as I grew up in school, and I observed that many teens in this generation are lacking public speaking skills, are lacking researching skills, writing skills, and this is the perfect platform to provide that for you to improve yourself. So I believe it's good because as we're in an education system, this is propelling them to, giving them the opportunity to improve themselves. So we're not just in saying it's lacking the opportunities, but the opportunities are here to push us towards a brighter future for ourselves. So yeah.
I would also agree that the debate in society is a very important thing. I would like to speak to character building, like Denise said, that you become a lot more objective as you have to look at both sides of the argument, and you learn to articulate your thoughts a lot better. And people who have anxiety or just fears of public speaking, you know, you learn to overcome that. I am one of those persons as well. And it would just be something that will stay with you for the rest of your life. And no matter, as we said, everybody here has different aspirations, but debating would carry through to every single one of our career paths. So I think, you know, even if at first, you know, you might say, oh, debating, I don't want to do that and so, but you have to look at it from the perspective, like, this is something that would be forever with me, and it's very beneficial. And once you get over that leap, and, you know, you get over the other hurdles that you might face during club and that type of stuff, I think when you look back in the future and you go and you sit down and you're like, yeah, that was a good decision. That I might not have liked it at first, but in the end, it really did good for me.
Right. Go ahead.
Continuing to piggyback off of what was said before, especially what Akwanja said, with your voice being a powerful tool, I believe that you should be able to express yourself no matter what room you're in, especially if you are a minority in the room, and debating teaches those skills and hones those skills so that no matter where you are, you can express yourself and express your concerns without feeling the need to silence others' opinions or others' views.
Right, and those are excellent skills that you are learning. But I want to tell you something here. You spoke to a debate having both sides. Both means two. But a debate has many, many sides, not just two sides. And when we think of life as just two sides, it's what we are bifurcation. So things are not just black and white. There are many shades of gray that sometimes we don't consider. And to look at life as just being black and white is a narrow perspective, and it doesn't show all the perspectives. It's like a die. You know, when you put a die on the board, there is one side that you can't see because it's face down, so you can't see it. However, it doesn't mean it is not there. So we have to look at all the perspectives. Life is like that. It's not just black and white. It's not just about somebody who proposes and another person who opposes. Because there are some people who are in the middle. Remember? There are some people who are in the middle of the road as well. They're neither for, they're not against. There are some people who are even indifferent, which I hope you are not. Because to go through life being indifferent about many issues is not a very good thing. You have to take a stand, right? You have to take a stand. And that is why the debating, as you said, is so important. It helps you with critical thinking, critical listening, critical writing. So in other words, you just don't swallow everything that you hear, but you can look at it, you can form your own opinions, you can know what is an opinion to what is a fact, when somebody is being biased, when they're using a lot of emotion and they're not really using a lot of reason. And you can question things, question what you read, and question what you hear, question the news, question the truth of it. Am I getting all the perspectives? Is it one-sided? Is this person using bias, personal bias? Is this person addressing the issue, or they're just attacking the person, right? Rather than attacking the issue. And these are some of the things that debating, the skills that you learn from debating. The critical skills that you learn, not just for debate and theory, not just being something theoretical, however, something that you can practice in everyday life, right? Theory makes no use if it is not put into practice. If it's not put into practice, it doesn't make any use. So tell me, what are your hopes and expectations going into this debate? How do you feel? I want to hear now about your feeling. You've been talking a lot about what you've been learning and all of that. Tell me something about your emotions. I want to hear those words. What do you feel going into this debating competition?
Well, I do feel a bit nervous, but I'm also excited to experience another LIDC competition, as I was here last year, and it was a wonderful experience getting to meet other contestants that were interested in the same things as you, who aspire to be something in society. I'm also excited to have more experiences, fun experiences with my fellow debaters, you know.
Well, I'm feeling very exhilarated. Gearing towards the competition, I didn't feel much fear, but seeing as though we're in the week of the competition, the fear is definitely gaining. But, you know, I believe in faith and I believe in hard work. So I trust in God that the work that we've been putting in shows in our performance. And I really look forward to establishing bonds with my fellow debaters, as Danesi would have said. And I really anticipate a bountiful experience.
Well, for me, the nerves haven't really kicked in yet. They probably will a bit closer, but I'm excited to be back again and to see what it's going to be like this time around, to see if I'm going to see a lot of the people I saw last time, to meet new people, and just get to watch everybody debate. I'm looking forward to getting to be in the audience and looking at the debates and having fun with the other debaters and bonding, like everybody said. Yeah.
To add on to all that they said, totally agree. I must say that as the day is gone and I realize that we're in the home country, the pressure is building a little, but I must say that I am really confident that we will do well and the hard work will pay off. And I'm just excited to experience new bonds and meet new persons from different islands, learn new cultures, and just embrace the experience and hopefully leave well. What should we look at? I don't. I also was going to be brief because
That's okay.
I don't want to be nervous.
Well, for me, my nerves have been ebbing and flowing. You know, not like right now, them more mellow, and then in the middle of the night, it's like, oh my goodness. But like Kayla said, I want to, be an audience member and sit down and hear the other teams and be like, and be like, okay, and then going on stage and all of that. But in terms of nerves, I think they're in the background, but they're gonna come, and I think they're gonna come hard. But that's okay.
Like the other said, I have a little anxiety, or maybe a bit more, a lot of anxiety, but I'm also looking forward to the experience and being able to learn and I guess hear the different perspectives, from the arguments, and I'm just looking forward to the experience.
Great. So here we have a multiplicity of emotions, excitement. Some people spoke about being nervous. Others spoke about they're not sure yet. They haven't really assessed their emotions to be able to define them as yet. But nonetheless, it's important because that human element, we all feel nervous. We all feel excited. And sometimes our emotions are not given any sort of notice. I know this debating thing is a lot about the reasoning, about the critical thinking, about the critical listening, and so on. But our emotions are important. Our emotions are important as well. How we feel, that is important. Now, of course, you're going to meet other debaters, and do not lose the chance to develop a network, right? To make friends, and that is important, to socialize. So don't go there and think that, oh, we are so special that we cannot mix with this person, and we cannot go and say, oh, how are you doing? What is your name? And introduce yourself and so on. So you make friends, right? That is very, very important. A lot of debates are won on the rebuttals. And it's okay, of course, to read from a script, but the rebuttal requires important skills. And you have to be very keen on listening to your opponent. So the critical listening skills are going to be very, very important. Critical listening. You heard what I say? Not just listening, Not just listening, critical listening. Critical. So in other words, you would then have to be making notes and so on when you are listening. It means you have to be focused. You can't be distracted. You have to be focused on what your opponent is saying. Look for things like fallacies. Fallacies. Right? And I'm sure you know what some of those fallacies are. Doesn't follow. What this person is saying doesn't follow. It's called a non sequitur. Right? It's a non sequitur. You look for when you realize that there is ad hominem. You know what is ad hominem? You don't know the fallacies? You're attacking a person rather than looking at the issue. You look for things like that. You look for things like, for example, the reasoning is faulty. The reasoning is faulty, or it's fraught with emotions. You look for things like evidence, that a person is presenting a point, but they don't have the evidence to back it up. Right? They have no support. They are making claims that are unsubstantiated. All of these things that you have to look for to be able to give a very good rebuttal. Right? So these are some of the things that I'm sure that you have had in your preparations and so on. How to pick up faulty reasoning in arguments. Right? And one of them is what I mentioned there in terms of looking at things only from two perspectives. There are many perspectives. Sweeping generalizations. You know what that is? A sweeping generalization. A person is making a sweeping generalization. But it's a fallacy because it doesn't include everyone. But yet you are using one case to judge everybody. It's like a Guyanese goes into a supermarket and steals, and then you hear people saying, you see them Guyanese there? The thief? It's only one Guyanese. But you have made a statement referring to all Guyanese. Are all Guyanese thieves? Of course not. That's an example of a sweeping generalization. So you're going to be looking for things like that. Right? And then you are going to be counterclaiming and rebutting with things like that. So these are things that you need to look at. In a rebuttal, you are basically pointing out, the illogical arguments of the other team. And there are certain things that you have to look for. Some of them I've just mentioned. That's not all. The sweeping generalizations, the personal attacks and not looking at the issue, and all of that. Okay? Maybe that should have been a part of your training, looking at all of these fallacies in arguments, which are unsound reasoning and so on, so that you're able to pick them up in the arguments of others. So, the rebuttal. Are you prepared for the rebuttal? Have you done any work in your preparation for the rebuttal?
Yes, of course, we have been preparing because, as Kititians, we plan to bring our A game to the competition. So thus far, we have been definitely focusing on being good rebutters. We have been focusing on capturing points, not just capturing points through critical listening, as you said, but we have to be able to refute those points and observe those fallacies, as you said. So yeah, we are definitely preparing for the rebuttal.
Okay.
Yes, we have been preparing and we have been doing extensive research to see if our opponents, we have not just been looking for evidence to support our arguments, but evidence to see if our opponents are bringing their A game also, if they have done extensive research to back up their claims.
Kayla?
Well, I guess my experience is a bit different than everyone else because I had to do a rebuttal in LADC last year. And so along with the preparation we've been doing as a team, a part of my preparation has just been watching all the rebuttals and watching myself even and learning from any mistakes I might have made and any mistakes the other teams might have made.
Miss Penny?
To answer your question, we have been preparing, and as we prepare, we are improving our writing skills, and I have seen some growth in my personal listening skills, and as I continue to prepare, I am still learning, and yes.
Yes, we have been preparing. I would like to, give thanks to Dr. Whitaker and Ms. Brooks for preparing us, and especially Dr. Whitaker with the rebuttal, and how, even though he has his way, his approach, which is different, but it works well for us. And I think along with the critical listening, I feel the rebuttal helps you think at a much faster pace because it's under a time limit as well. So being able to hear, to organize, and then to be able to refute, I think that we have all been working really hard on that.
I choose to agree with everything that was said.
Okay, so it's the art of war. I mean, you have to basically get into the mind of your opponent. In other words, you are coming with your argument, but you have to anticipate all that they will come with. Right? So, if you don't know of any points that they are going to come with, then you've already lost. So you go into the debate, you've made preparation for you, but at the very same time, you should understand your opponent and what some of the arguments are possible arguments that they are going to come with, so that at least when they bring them, you already know how to refute them. So in your preparation, you're not just looking at, oh, I'm the proponent. So you're looking at arguments for and against a particular issue, and you are looking at how you are going to beat your opponent with the arguments that they are going to bring. Right? So your research and all that you would have done, you're looking at the arguments both for and against. And if you're arguing for, then you must understand the arguments against as well and how to counteract those arguments. And that is how it is. It's the art of war. You have to anticipate all the moves of your enemy. Not enemy as in enemy, you know what I mean. You have to anticipate that, right? So when they come with this point, you say, but I'm already expecting that, and I'm ready for them when they come with that. right? That's how it is, right? So I like what I am hearing. I like what I am hearing. Anything you want to say before we go?
Yes, as you said, we are preparing for the battle of words, as Ms. Brooks likes to say. And yes, I just would like to thank you for having us. Thank you for this session. Yes.
Well, I would just like to end off by saying, as Ms. Brooks likes to say, or as she said, we have to fire on all cylinders as we're going to space. So, as Denise would have also said, thank you to Lesroy for facilitating this afternoon session. It was a very enlightening and exciting conversation. So, thank you for that.
I would also like to urge the public to come out and support. It's here now, so you have a chance to cheer on your home team. And we'll also be streaming live, so don't ever be afraid to leave comments of support. We see all of them, so thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lesroy, for really informing us.
Doctor, thank you. You're giving me title.
I thought that's your name. Thank you,
Mr. Williams.
Mr.
Lesroy,
Williams.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for really having this open conversation with us and giving us words of encouragement. I really appreciate it. And I just want to tell the public to come on out and support, and you're in for a good treat. See you there.
I would also like to extend my thanks to you, Mr. Williams, for this open discussion. And as my other two teammates have mentioned, I would like to urge the public to come out and support us. And if you can't be there physically, then watch on the live stream and show your support for the CFPC debating team. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Adding on to the thanks, thank you. I think we've learned a lot from this experience, and we're taking away more things to add to our preparation so that we can put our best foot forward and hopefully live up to the expectations that are behind us or with us.
And I know you will. I know that you will live up to it, and I have high expectations for all of you, and I want to wish you all the best in this competition. And give it your best shot. What you said, firing on all cylinders? Right, so you give it your best shot. And at the end of the day, if that is what you have done, you would feel good. Even if you don't win, the experience is always worthwhile. Coming out of it, you make new friends, and it's an experience for you. And then you come back the following year. Some of you in first year, you can come back the following year and go at it again, and even after you have left CFBC, you continue to use those skills that you have learned and get yourself involved in civil discourse. Remember the word I use, civil, because there is a lot of uncivil discourse in our society. And you continue to strive for excellence, because that is the motto of the college. It is add what? Ad? You don't know it? Ad summa semper nitens. Ad summa semper nitens. Always striving for excellence. So that is what you do. Right? So let me hear you as though you already win. Hip hip? Hooray! Hip hip? Hooray! Thank you very much. Okay.